Black bears are becoming one of the most serious challenges facing agriculture in the United States. Each year, these animals, once thought to exist only deep in the forests, are responsible for more than 30,000 incidents of damage, with total losses estimated at up to $16 million. Beyond destroying crops, black bears also pose a direct threat to the livelihoods and safety of rural communities. Conflicts between humans and black bears are escalating, particularly in farming areas bordering forested land. Cornfields, soybean fields, and other crops have become easy targets as bears continue to expand their foraging range. Even when farmers invest in tall, reinforced electric fencing systems, bears often manage to breach them with ease, demonstrating remarkable intelligence and adaptability. Adult black bears can weigh up to 350 pounds, moving powerfully through fields, knocking down corn stalks, and leaving behind scenes of devastation. When farming families return to assess the damage, they face not only heavy financial losses, but also growing concerns about human safety. In response to this reality, many farmers have been forced to turn to regulated hunting as a means of managing bear populations. However, hunting black bears is far from simple. It is an activity that requires a high level of expertise, extensive experience, and exceptional patience. A single hunt can last anywhere from 3 to 10 days, depending on weather conditions and terrain. The black bear hunting season in the United States is tightly regulated and is typically divided into two main periods. Spring, when bears emerge from hibernation, and fall, when they actively forage to prepare for the breeding season. Each state enforces its own regulations regarding the number of bears that may be harvested, with an average total ranging from 700 to 1,300 bears per season. Safety is always a top priority, as black bears can become aggressive, especially when cornered. Tracking is a critical element of bear hunting. Bears often leave behind signs such as footprints, claw marks on tree trunks, scat and scratch marks. Within an area of approximately 200 acres, a bear may leave between 5 and 8 signs per day. Skilled hunters rely on these clues to approach their target cautiously, typically taking a shot from a distance of 50 to 80 yards, where both accuracy and safety can be ensured. In some states, the use of hunting dogs is permitted in black bear hunts. These dogs undergo months of rigorous training to learn how to track and corner bears across rugged terrain. With the support of GPS technology, hunters can monitor the dogs' locations in real time, reducing the risk of dogs becoming lost and increasing the effectiveness of hunt management. Modern technology has significantly transformed the way humans approach wildlife management. However, despite strict regulations, black bear hunting remains a highly controversial topic. Environmental organizations and animal rights groups fear that excessive hunting could lead to population imbalances and even open the door to illegal trade in bear parts. Such activities are subject to severe penalties, including heavy fines and prison sentences. The challenge lies in how to protect agriculture while maintaining healthy bear populations in the wild. This is not a problem with a simple solution. A sustainable approach requires close cooperation among farmers, wildlife experts, and hunters, combining scientific management, technology, and sound public policy. Ultimately, the question is not simply whether to hunt or not, but how humans and nature can coexist. What do you think about the balance between conservation and development? Share your perspective in the comments, and follow the channel for more updates on the latest stories surrounding human-black bear conflicts in the United States.
Mornings in remote forested mountain areas, far from human settlements, often begin in deep quiet. Thin mist hangs lightly among the treetops, the ground remains damp after a long night, and the forest seems as though it is still asleep. Yet within that stillness, large footprints pressed clearly into the soft earth have appeared. They point to a reality that is becoming increasingly evident. Bears are moving closer to human living spaces. For decades, bears have been symbols of the deep wilderness. They roamed across vast territories, keeping their distance from human communities. However, as forests shrink, natural food sources decline, and human activity pushes deeper into nature, the boundary between these two worlds begins to blur. Bears are not invading villages. They are simply trying to survive. In rural and mountainous regions, bears are often drawn by the scent of easily accessible food. Crops, livestock enclosures, garbage bins, and even food storage areas can become targets. As a result, unwanted encounters are increasing, raising a critical question. How can conflict be reduced while still protecting both people and wildlife? Within this context, bear traps emerge as a necessary management solution, not as a means of eliminating bears, but as a way to control, monitor, and rebalance the relationship between humans and nature. Contrary to common negative perceptions, Modern trapping systems are designed with the goal of minimizing harm to animals. Setting a trap does not begin with metal or mechanical mechanisms. It begins with understanding. Wildlife management teams must carefully study bear movement patterns, commonly used routes, feeding times, and their reactions to human-made environments. Each forest area, each bear population, has its own unique characteristics. Traps are typically placed at strategic locations. Familiar trails, areas bears repeatedly return to, or points where they access human food sources. The bait scent is not intended to provoke aggression, but to mimic natural food sources so bears approach calmly, without fear or stress. When a bear enters a trap, the most important priority is to prevent panic. Modern designs emphasize sufficient space, avoid sharp edges, and minimize physical impact. The goal is to keep the bear in a stable condition until specialized teams arrive. Once the bear is safely secured, the next steps are not rushed. Experts assess the animal's health, determine its age and sex, and evaluate how well it has adapted to human environments. This data plays a crucial role in developing long-term management strategies. In many cases, bears are fitted with tracking devices before being relocated to more suitable habitats. This allows researchers to gain deeper insights into movement behavior, territorial range, and how bears respond after intervention. This is not the end of a process, but the beginning of long-term scientific observation. Bear traps are not the only solution, but they are an important component of a comprehensive management system. When combined with community education, improved food storage practices, and thoughtful land use planning, the number of conflicts can be significantly reduced. What matters most is a shift in perspective. Bears are not intentional threats. They are responding to changes created by humans. When used for the right purpose, traps become tools for reducing tension rather than escalating conflict. In many places, results have already shown a clear difference. The number of bears returning to residential areas has gradually declined. Residents feel safer. And most importantly, bears continue to exist within their ecosystems, not removed from the natural landscape. When nature loses its balance, solutions do not lie in extreme reactions, but in understanding and planned management. Keeping people safe, protecting bears, and maintaining ecosystem stability. These are the true goals behind every trap placed deep within the forest.